I was looking for, diversification into another class of investment than just equities. My equity portfolio had done quite well. I, was interested in private company investing, interested in venture, and interested in real estate as a class. I joined an investment service that pointed me to CrowdStreet. I noticed that most of the projects that they were recommending on the site, were actually CrowdStreet projects. And so I began to simply go straight to CrowdStreet instead of going to the investment service for those ideas. After a while of investing in projects, I don't know, probably did 6 or 8 projects. I went to an event in New York City, and I actually wound up making an investment in the company, as a result of my enthusiasm for what I saw. To me, CrowdStreet's about access. So it's given me access to a class of investment that otherwise maybe I could have struggled to find narrow access to, like maybe through friends and family and so forth. But CrowdStreet enables broad access to a whole, what has been commercial real estate, and what going forward it sounds like is going to be a much broader array of investment opportunities. And it puts it right on your computer screen and lets you, deep dive on projects. The deep dives themselves are very rewarding in comparison to other types of investments that one can make. You really feel like you get a complete understanding of what you're buying into by virtue of all the content that's put together by sponsors in representing their investments. You get to listen to them directly. So it's just a much more organic style of investing. It kind of feels like it used to feel investing in the stock market. When I first started investing in stocks, I felt like I really owned a piece of something, right? And CrowdStreet's kind of enabled, a similar style or similar feeling, I would say, about the investments that I'm making that I really miss. I would actually say just start. It's like anything. You learn more by actually doing it than you learn by, trying to understand it. But I was really encouraged by mentors. My boss at the time was very active as a private investor. He had made several investments in real estate that had gone quite well. He was very active in private company investing, and he sort of coached me into, hey, you can do this too. And CrowdStreet became an integral part of what I do. The first project that I did would have been the first non-public investment that I made. And since then, I've grown that part of my portfolio substantially. Someone was saying earlier, all assets, kind of saw their values escalate at that period of time. And, I was investing, in projects, during that moment. The true judge of whether I was right about the leadership is how they've managed through what turned out to be a much more difficult time than anticipated. What makes me feel good or bad about the investment is not necessarily how it's turned out so far, it's how it's been handled. If I'm comfortable that they've been handling the puts and takes of what's occurred during this period well, I'm kind of comfortable that eventually I'm probably going to at least get my money back and hopefully do significantly better than that. It's inevitable. There are going to be ups and downs in real estate, and that's why diversification matters so much. I think any investing is all about people. And the beautiful thing about CrowdStreet is it gives you direct insight into the people that are responsible for the investment that you're making. And so your trust and confidence in those people can be developed in real time, by listening to them actually speak to you. That doesn't happen in public market investing anymore. This, as I said, it's just a much more organic style of investing, and it really gives me comfort, with people. And people ultimately are the ones that make a difference. The leadership of a project is super important. I haven't been successful in all the projects, but I've definitely had some that didn't go according to plan. That happens with any investment. That's normal. The key is to spread out, to diversify your real estate portfolio, just like you would diversify, a more general portfolio of equities or investments otherwise. And, basically only invest if you feel right about the leadership responsible for what you're investing in. Hey, it's very exciting. It's exciting, as a member of the community, right? It's exciting as an investor in the company to just see fresh thinking and a fresh start, going forward. That's not that there was anything wrong with, what CrowdStreet was before, but it's now sort of opening up the aperture and exposing the broader set of opportunities that I think are extremely exciting. This council is a great group of people that I think can be a tremendous resource to the team as it goes forward. They, like me, are pretty diverse people in terms of the things that they're invested in as well. So I think it won't be that hard for us to change hats and think about CrowdStreet as something new. But I applaud the team. I think it's really a tremendous opportunity that you've illuminated for the organization. And I'm excited to see what happens next.